So I ended up having to wait until the lawn guys left to do the video. Then when I was finally able to do the video, I checked to make sure nothing was wrong. And I noticed the audio was fucked up. So instead of trying to re-record in fucking hot weather, I decided to mute the video and do voiceover. Anyways, the lawn guys finally left, about an hour or so after they finished mowing. So now I'll show you all the damage they've done to my house. The first thing you'll notice is this huge fucking chunk torn out of the corner of the house. Look at this shredded metal and insulation, ladies and gentlemen. That's from them weed eating. These guys are supposed to be professionals. I mean, come on. They've had their lawn care service for years. And look at that. It's not like it's in just one or two places or anything. No, it's all along the side of my house. What the fuck? And does it look like my yard needs to be weed eated or that around my house needs to be weed eated? No. That's because they sprayed weed killer. Like, I don't know how long ago it was, but does it look like it needs to be weeded? Does it look like it's worked? The weed killer has worked. Wonder why they keep weed eating the house then. And look at this. I mean, all this there. Bricks and sticks and dirt and rocks. Why the fuck are they weed eating? Are they like deliberately trying to tear chunks out of my house because they think it's fucking funny or some shit? Or because we didn't hire them sooner? Who knows? But look at this. This in particular. You can't see it, but there are ant colonies living in those two huge chunks right there. Are those two chunks? There's ant colonies living in there, and they come into the house, okay? In the summer, they come into the house, they hang out on my fucking curtains. I mean, it's like a million fucking ants that come into my house that live in those tiny fucking holes. I mean, they're not that tiny, considering that it's in the fucking foundation and inside the woodwork of my fucking house. But look at these fucking chunks. And some of them, almost all of them, have ant colonies or fucking moles or rats or groundhogs or what the fuck ever wants to live in there. I mean, does it look like anything grows right here? Because all I see is dirt and maybe a few splotches of dead grass and sticks and shit. Okay? Anything green is from, like, what they just mowed, blue grass right there. Okay? Now, I'm going to show you just how little they have to mow and how much they fuck up. Okay? So, my yard extends from the road right about where that pole is, or whatever the fuck it is. Right from there, that's the end of my property line, and where the neighbor's property line is. But from the road to back here where the brush pile is, really it's just a fucking burn pile, but we've let brush grow up over it, so we don't really fucking care, because there's been a drought, so it's not like we can actually burn shit. Doesn't stop the fucking neighbors, though. Wish they'd get the fuck arrested. Anyways. So, from back there, all the way to the fucking road. That is the long ways, I guess you could call it. The longest way. From the road to there, and from where that pole is, from the one neighbor's, the property line between our house and the one neighbor, to the property line where the other neighbor's is, which actually isn't that far. So, from the one neighbor's property line, where that water thingy is right there, all the way to that tree, that far tree, but not the farthest tree. Like, I hope this makes sense. I'm going to get it closer. Okay, right there, that tree that's like closer in the frame or whatever, more in frame or in focus, whatever. Not the big tree that you only see the trunk of, the other tree that you see all of. About 5 feet past that tree, that's where our property line is. Actually, it's closer, like 7 feet, but whatever. So I'm going to show you more damage done to this side of my house by them weed eating, where they don't need to weed eat, because obviously nothing fucking grows there. Okay, see? More chunks. Now, these ones aren't as bad as the chunks that you're going to see on the other side of the house, but they're still pretty fucking serious. Okay? Now right here, I'm going to show you with this box that I have in my hand, just where the line is supposed to be, how far down it's supposed to go, where that box is, that's how far down it's supposed to go, and look at how far up it is because of them tearing chunks out of the fucking house, okay? That's just ridiculous. Obviously, it's no accident if you keep doing that. If you fucked up someone's house that much, it can't be an accident. Now to the other part of the house where the worst of the damage is, or the other side. Okay, now look at all this. Stains, dirt, places where the rocks hit, more chunks taken out. Why would they weed eat here? This is just dirt and moss and rocks. Like, sheesh. Okay? Look at this. I mean, they tore our house the fuck up. There's grass stains. Look how horrible that is. And let me get it back down to here. Yeah, right there. Okay? And the grass stains. And I can't tell if you see, but there's some where rocks have hit, like dents and shit. Let's see. But this one's the worst on this side. Look, that is like the outer part or whatever, the insulation for our inside wall. Like, that's what's in between. That's all that's left in between our outdoors and our indoors or whatever. So, or our indoor wall, whatever. Okay? That's the fucking insulation. And there's insulation chunks. It looks like fucking bugs have gone through and like made a nest in there or some shit. There's ants all over. There's mold where the insulation is left on the wall or whatever. There's mold on that wood part of the wall where the insulation is. Okay? And look, more chunks taken out of the fucking house. And like a lot of this is just horrible. Look, that's metal that they've shredded and eaten up and chewed through, basically, with the fucking weed eater. You can practically see under my house. You can see through to the fucking cement bricks or whatever that's holding the house up. Look, and insulation, they chewed right through the metal into the insulation and shit. Okay? And look at this. More where you can see practically up under the house and shit. See through the metal. Right there. This is where my storm shelter is, and they chewed through the fucking wall, and you could practically, if that hole was any bigger, you could practically go into my storm shelter. It's not a storm shelter anymore. It's what used to be a storm shelter. Okay? Another place where they practically chewed through the wall, and you can get to the storm shelter. And another. Like, they've damaged this, and there's no need to look, that's fucking dirt. And that's somebody's dog. I don't know how it ended up in my yard, but it's not one of my neighbor's dogs. I don't know where it came from. Kind of looks like an old neighbor's dead dog's puppy, though. Like, if that dog had puppies that I was unaware of. But yeah, they completely fucking damaged my house on all sides. It just chewed through the woodwork, chewed through metal, tore up the insulation. I mean, we don't have the money to repair that damage.